Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.
It's Marvel, baby! Give me that!
Down forward.
What is going on, guys? How are you guys doing? So today, I have a video that I felt like I probably should have made forever ago, right? Like months ago. But like this entire situation, it still doesn't feel real to me, you know? And because of that, I just never put this video out. But all the other content creators, everyone else is making a video like this right now. Or they've already done one. But I want to make a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 roster. I want to build my own roster. Like I said, everyone has been doing this. That's mainly because the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, it got announced. People have played it. It's super cool. Everyone is super excited and happy right now. It's an incredible time to be a Marvel fan, right? And a Capcom fan. So I wanted to throw my hat into the ring. I want to make my own. And no, this isn't because Maximilian... Well, I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is. The fact that he's excited about it too, that makes me happy. So Max, he shot the first bullet. So this is all his fault. If you guys don't like my roster, I want you to go to his... to whatever his most recent video is. And I want you to go, hey Max, how dare you let Captain Firefeet make that video? Okay? So, I've never made a build your own roster video. So I'm kind of just gonna shoot from the hip. That's how we're gonna do this. Before we get into it, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe. I would appreciate that. It would help your boy out tremendously, as it turns out. Without any further ado, let's get into this, right? So first, we're gonna start with the Marvel side, right? The Marvel side, I feel like with a Marvel vs. Capcom game, most of the safe picks come from the Marvel side, right? So the first row, I have all my safe pick characters. We got Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and the Hulk, right? Nothing too crazy. Everyone, you know, we're super big on Wolverine right now, right? Deadpool and Wolverine came out. Wolverine is the hottest shit in the world right now. We love Wolverine, right? Plus, it feels like it's just wrong to have a Marvel game without Wolverine, right? So we gotta have Wolverine in there. We gotta have Cap in there as well, even though he's traditionally not the best character in these games. You know, we gotta have him in, right? Iron Man, of course. Thor, you know, he still feels like a relatively new character. He's only been in Marvel 3 and Marvel Infinite. I feel like there's more they can do with Thor, you know, make him feel like a more completed character. I like what they did with him in Marvel Infinite, though. That's, you know, a step in the right direction. Hulk, legacy character. Of course the Hulk has to be in there, right? The second row, we got some waifus, right? The second row is Storm. You gotta have Storm, dude. It's not a Marvel game without Storm. The queen of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? Like, come on, dude. Then you got Black Widow, who was a DLC character in Marvel Infinite. I feel like she didn't get a real, you know, a real good fair shake. So, put Black Widow back in there. Spider-Man, of course. Loki, that's my first brand new character. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently, and Loki's my main in that game. I love characters that can make clones and bamboozle people. And this is going to be a weird segue, but Happy Chaos in Guilty Gear, he has a couple moves where he's, you know, he spawns clones on the screen. I feel like Loki could do something with that mechanic, if you catch my drift. And then the last character of this row is Scarlet Witch, right? Scarlet Witch is a super popular character. She is she's the new crazy lady icon. Harley Quinn is kind of fallen out to the wayside. Scarlet Witch is the hotness now. Plus, you know, I love me some Scarlet Witch. She make me feel things, if you know what I'm saying. Moving on to the third row, we got Cyclops, because people love Cyclops now. Believe it or not, for a long time, Cyclops was like the lamest character in the world. But we all like Cyclops now. I'm pretty sure that's all due to X-Men 97, right? Cyclops is the new hotness now. We got Hawkeye, which, you know, I don't feel too strongly about Hawkeye. I just feel like he should be here, you know. Venom, of course, easy slam dunk there. Doctor Strange, and Ghost Rider. Specifically, the new Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. That's just a personal thing. I'll take any version of Ghost Rider. I'll even take Cosmic Ghost Rider. But Robbie Reyes is currently my favorite one. So, you know, that's the one I have the most attachment to as we speak. Fourth row, We have Magneto, the king of Marvel. Like, come on, dude. Any Marvel game that does not have Magneto in it is just, it's sacrilege. It's wrong, right? That's why people made such a big deal when there were no X-Men in Marvel Infinite, you know? So after Magneto, we have Captain Marvel, which I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan. I don't really want her here. But, you know, we're going to give her a fair shake because she was only in one game. You know, I guess she can stay. After Captain Marvel, we have the Green Goblin, which, dude, they better not fuck around and put the Green Goblin in Marvel 4. Dude, I will lose my mind. I will become a menace to society, man. Are you in or are you out, Virgil? Dude, I would... Don't let that happen, guys. Please. Following Green Goblin, we got Doctor Doom, which, of course, he's a Marvel mainstay and possibly the best comic book villain ever. Everyone likes Doctor Doom. And then the last character this row is Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, which she's like a... I don't want to say she's the new face of Marvel, because she really isn't, but she is super popular. She has a lot of fans. And, you know, I kind of like her, too. A little bit. Okay, going on to the 5th row, we got Jubilee, which, come on, it's about time. Jubilee deserves to be in a Marvel game. It is crazy that she is not playable. I did say playable, okay? Because someone in my comments, I know you guys, one of you guys is going to go down there and be like, well, technically, she was an assist. I'm not talking about assists, guys. I mean playable characters. Come on, stick with me. After Jubilee, we got Deadpool, which it is kind of weird that he wasn't in Marvel Infinite when you think about it, right? He was only in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is insane because it's Deadpool. Like, what are we doing? How is Deadpool not in Marvel Infinite, you know? The Punisher, another character that I feel like he should be in these games already. There's a lot of Punisher fans, and I feel like it's time for Capcom to throw them a bone. You know? The fact that the Punisher beat-em-up game is in the Marvel vs. Capcom Legacy Collection is really impressive. That shows that Marvel and Capcom, they have not forgotten about him, right? That's really cool, you know? So I think there is a chance that he's in Marvel 4, honestly. Followed by Black Panther, who was also in Marvel Infinite. Really difficult character to play in that game, right? We all thought he was going to play kind of like Wolverine, right? Like he would be the Wolverine function, quote unquote, LOL. But he really wasn't. He was a really difficult character to play, as it turns out. And then the last character on this row, we have Rocket Raccoon, which, come on, it's Rocket, right? Even if I don't really want him in the game, come on, put Rocket in the game, you know? Now we're on our last and final row. This row I have reserved mostly for villains. Mostly, right? The first character in this row is the Juggernaut. I think the Juggernaut is just... dude, it's the Juggernaut, bitch. What more do I need to say? It's the Juggernaut, right? Followed by my favorite Marvel character. Honestly, he might be my favorite comic book character, period. But it's Taskmaster, right? Taskmaster is my favorite comic book character. I love Taskmaster. He's this villain who's also an anti-hero. He's also kind of an idiot as well. You know, he's just a really fun character all around. And I have noticed that after Black Widow, I feel like Marvel, they saw that isn't what we wanted in a Taskmaster. So they're kind of like using him more in the comics as well. So I feel like putting him in Marvel 4 is just the coolest thing. Oh, by the way, there is a Deadpool comic. The current Deadpool run involves Deadpool and Taskmaster. And it's like a buddy cop story. And in that comic, they do like a combo move, and Deadpool goes, I hope they put that in Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Like, come on. What's happening right now? You know? Anyway, following Taskmaster, we got Thanos. Which, come on, it's Thanos. You gotta put him in the game. Even if you don't like Thanos. Or as my boys would say, Thanos. You gotta put him in the game, dude. And then after Thanos, we got Hela, which she do be kind of thick. She do be kind of thick. I think for the betterment of society, Hela should be in this game. And then the last Marvel character is Star-Lord. Right? Star-Lord is the final Marvel character on the Marvel roster. So all in all, if you just look at the Marvel roster that I have right here, I tried to balance it in a way to where, you know, you have fan favorites, you have mainstays, And then, of course, I put in my own personal biases, right? Like Green Goblin, Taskmaster, you know, the Juggernaut. But, you know, at the same time, a good Marvel vs. Capcom roster, you gotta balance it, you know? So that is the Marvel side of my roster. Moving on to the Capcom side. The Capcom side, like I said earlier, the Capcom side is where usually, that's where all the wild cards are. The Marvel side is usually like, you know, most of the safe picks are going to come from the Marvel side. Right now I can get kind of weird. We don't get weird now, guys. So for the Capcom side of my roster, the first character on the first row is Ryu, right? You got to have Ryu. This is Street Fighter 6 Ryu because, you know, come on. He got the beard. That's handsome, hot Ryu right there, right? Followed by Chris Redfield, specifically Resident Evil Village Chris, right? A lot of people lately, they've been flip-flopping with Resident Evil Village, right? I still love Resident Evil Village. It's one of my favorite games in the series, right? Every year that goes by, people are like, oh, dude, Village is amazing. We love Village. And then the following year, people are like, actually, this is kind of garbage. And then the following year after that, flip-flop again. So I think Village needs some representation because it's just, watch. Come next year, people are going to love Village again. So after Chris Redfield, we got Dante, right? This is Old Man Dante, Devil May Cry 5, who, if I'm not mistaken, was just voted the most popular Capcom character, period, I think. If not, period, he's the most popular male Capcom character, which, come on, dude, it's Dante. We love Dante. After Dante, we got Morgan from Darkstalkers, right? She's a mainstay. You gotta have Morgan in there. And then following Morgan, I have Furain from Monster Hunter Rise. I included her because she's like, you know, I like me some Furain. But, you know, if they, instead of putting her in, they put just the Monster Hunter lady, I think that would work too. You know, I don't have a problem with that. So now our second row for the Capcom side. First character is Chun-Li, right? Just like Captain America and, you know, all those other mainstay characters, you gotta have Chun-Li. The second character of this row is Lady D, Lady Dimitrescu. She's the second character from Resident Evil Village, right? So her and Chris Redfield are kind of paired up together right here. She's a super popular character. I do not think they would make another Marvel vs. Capcom game without including her. Honestly, like, or even if they just make a Capcom, you know, All-Stars fighting game that has Resident Evil characters in it, there's no way she's not included. So after Lady D, we got Virgil, which I'm motivated. Of course, they're going to put Virgil in there. After Virgil, we have Felicia, another mainstay character, and Feline, aka the Palico from Monster Hunter. I feel like if you're making a tier list from Marvel vs. Capcom 4, you gotta put the Feline in there, dude. You don't really have a choice in the matter. So anyway, the third row, first character, is Luke, main character of Street Fighter 6. We all hated this dude. Now we all love him, right? He's kind of like the face of Street Fighter right now. You gotta put him in the game. Right behind Luke, we got Leon. Dude, I want you to close your eyes. Imagine how sick Leon would be in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, dude. Do you see it? Do you? Okay, now imagine Nero right next to him, because that's my next character. Dude, Luke, Leon, and Nero, one team. Amazing. It's like the new boys, right? The next character after Nero, we have the boss character of the Darkstalkers games, Pyron, which I'm a big Pyron fan. Captain Firefeet, I love fire dudes. Pyron is right up my alley. I'd probably main him instantly. After Pyron, we have Strider, right? Another mainstay character. Strider, he's just a Marvel vs. Capcom character now. Sorry, Strider, but, you know, that's just the way it is now. All right, fourth row, first character, we have Juri. Juri is tied with Akuma as, like, the most popular Street Fighter character. I know there was that popularity poll where Sakura won as the #1 character, followed by Makoto. That was rigged. I promise you, that was rigged. Akuma's the most popular Street Fighter character, followed by Juri. Do you see how many costumes this chick gets? I love Juri. Everyone loves Juri, man. Okay, so after Juri, we have another waifu. We have Ada Wong, right? So I put my two waifu characters back to back. You know, I gotta have both of them. I'm not even gonna play them, but I want them in the game so I can look at them. So after Ada, this one's going to be kind of a wild card. Capcom, they like to throw wild card characters in there. So this character is going to come from a recent game of theirs that I actually really like. It wasn't the best game ever. It was a solid 7 out of 10 game, but I do have fond feelings for this game. It's a character from Exoprimal, right? And it's Magnum, right? Magnum is like the big hero character of Exoprimal. Spoiler alert, he does not last long, but he is the character that, you know, that begins to break the time loop that you're stuck in, right? And he's like the big, you know, you gotta do it for Magnum. I think he's a cool character, right? He is just the, you know, the gun shooty guy, but he is still kind of cool. Following Magnum, we have Mega Man EXE. I know we all love Mega Man X, but I feel like in our heart of hearts, we know that Mega Man EXE, he has to be the representation of Mega Man. He just has to. He's too popular, man. I grew up with the Battle Network games, right? So I know how popular those games are. You know, a lot of us old school Capcom guys, we have an attachment to X. I get it, but dude, it has to be Mega Man EXE. So following Mega Man EXE, the last character of this row is Azura from Azura's Wrath. Woo, baby! Oh my god. What more do I need to say? Azura is like my juggernaut pick on the Marvel side. I don't even have a reason. He just needs to be here. Can we put Azura in the game, please? You know? So, moving on from the fourth row. Man, this is exhausting, dude. Jesus. Dude, making a Marvel versus Capcom list, it takes a lot out of you. You gotta consider a lot of things, right? Anyway, back to the list. The next character, the first character on the fifth row, is Rashid. Rashid is my favorite Street Fighter character. I love me some Rashid. He's this globe-trotting hero. He can control the wind, right? So imagine putting him on a team with Storm, right? There were some leaks that Rashid was supposed to be a DLC character in Marvel Infinite. He just never made it, right? So I think Rashid deserves, you know, a shot to be in a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And I'm not just saying that because he's my favorite character. Following Rashid, we have Nemesis, right? It's time to throw some more Capcom villains up on the board. It's Nemesis. He belongs here, you know? Following Nemesis, we have another wildcard character, also from Exoprimal. It's the villain of Exoprimal, and it's this dude named Durbin, right? Durbin is this boss character. He has this whole thing where he wants to become like the ultimate exo fighter or whatever. And, you know, say what you want about Exoprimal, he was an excellent villain. So, I do want to put Durbin in the game. I would be the only person playing Durbin, which I'm okay with, right? Like I said, you gotta have your own selfish picks. Just like the next character, Proto Man, right? Proto Man EXE is my next character. He's actually my favorite character from the Mega Man Battle Network games. He doesn't really have too much of a personality. He's just the cool guy. But you know what? Sometimes you need a cool guy with a sword, right? I feel like Zero is just too good in these games, right? So let's take Zero out. Let's put Proto Man in, right? We're going to run a little experiment, see how that works. After Proto Man, we have Leo from Red Earth. I know no one remembers Red Earth, but Leo is this big warrior guy with a lion head, right? I think, wouldn't that be sick? Wouldn't that be awesome? Right? If they don't want to put Leo in this game, they could also put one of the Beast dudes from Dragon's Dogma, right? Have a little Dragon's Dogma representation. I'll accept that too. But I think the Capcom side needs a weird lion guy, right? So, last row. We're on the final row. Speaking of lion dudes, the first character of the last row is Akuma. Specifically Street Fighter 6 Akuma. This is my favorite version of Akuma. Akuma also is a character that, you know, he's like a legacy character to the Marvel vs. Capcom games. He belongs here. He's also my second favorite Street Fighter character. He was my number one for a long time. I just sucked with him, so I could never play him. But Street Fighter 6 Akuma, I think, is awesome. I think it's the best version of him. So after Akuma, we have Akira from Rival Schools, right? Recently, Capcom remembered that Akira existed. They put her in Street Fighter V. I think she'd be an amazing character in Street Fighter 6. Followed by Regina from Dino Crisis. Dude, you Dino Crisis fans are tenacious, man. And I will say, Regina, she is hot, okay? I have a whole video titled #BringBack Dino Crisis. I think Capcom has noticed, guys. I think they've noticed. So in the next, upcoming year or two, I am expecting some Dino Crisis stuff. Oh my god, dude, this is exhausting. Next character. We have two more. We have Base EXE. What a badass character. Am I right? Dude, I know people that don't even like the Mega Man Battle Network games, but they like Base EXE. And I think that that's saying something, right? It's like Gojo from JJK, right? I know people that don't even like JJK, but they like Gojo. They're Gojo fans. That's how I feel about Base EXE. And then the last character on our roster, on our base roster, is Tessa from Red Earth. Tessa, it's another waifu, right? She's this like witch with a big hat. She uses magic. I just think she's a cool, interesting character, and I like callbacks to old Capcom games like Red Earth. So that's my base roster, guys. That right there is the base roster. Woo, man. Dude, my mouth is dry. This was all in one take, by the way. Okay? I didn't split this up into multiple takes. This is all one take. What do you guys think about my base roster? Oh, my God. But we're not done. We're not done. We got to talk about DLC as well.